Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful 24 hours of your life right now. How many of you were brave enough to go shopping on Black Friday? Not I. It used to be so much fun when I was younger, but not so much anymore. I mentioned that in another podcast. I just don't do that as much anymore. I'm not a big shopper like I used to be. It's like I think I have plenty in my life that I don't need anything. And if I do, it's so easy to order online now. It's too easy to order online. But anyway, I hope some of you found some great deals. I did find a funny article reading that was like in 2005, a large screen TV would cost up to like $4,000. $4,000 for a TV. No, we didn't have a big TV back in the day like that. It said it was about 40 inches inside, and now they're monster TVs. They take your whole wall up. But who was spending that much money back then? Not I. Still not me. But anyway, I hope you found some good deals. I hope a lot of you are through with your Christmas shopping. And, finally, I don't know if this is throughout the states, but here in Texas, finally, Thanksgiving Day, a lot of stores are closed. I know Target is, J.C. Penney's, I think Kohl's. So I think that's pretty cool that a lot of companies have decided, you know what, our employees deserve that day off because the next month is going to be crazy with Christmas shoppers and shopping. So, anyway, I hope some of you got some really good deals. But this one podcast is a pretty simple one, and it's about pets. How many of you have thought your kids have just said, "Mommy, mommy, daddy, I want a puppy or I want a kitten," and you're like, "I think this is the year there we're going to do this." Well, listen to this podcast because I could be saving you a lot of headaches and money, and your child will survive. If they've survived to the age of 5 or 6 without a dog, or even once school age, that's even different because they're not home. They're busy, they're at school, and more than likely, you will be the one taking care of this pet. So the thing is, I hate to see those commercials with, the sad music playing and they show these dogs and they're outside. I don't believe that dogs should be kept outside. Well, yeah, some dogs are really too big, but they should have they're pretty, they descended um from wolves. So, they've got that uh of wildness in them. So, yeah, they need to be outside, but if you think about it, you want an inside dog. Like if let's say you get a German Shepherd. I love German Shepherds. My dad used to always get us German Shepherds, but we would keep the dog outside. It was a different time back in the 70s, 60s, 70s. But anyway, and now I'm just like, oh, how sad. Yeah, they may have had a doghouse, but they were probably freezing out there. And I hate the thought of dogs being abused and dogs being left out and cats. You know, if you've heard this podcast, we have a Salem, a cat, a black cat we call Salem that we feed. We've been feeding him for over a year. He comes every night and he doesn't want us to get near him and we don't really care to. But, I just hate the thought that somebody in our neighborhood, people have like left animals in this neighborhood first, and I hate that when you see that people leave animals because, "Oh, I don't wanna take care of them, or I can't afford to take care of them," then don't get them. And then people say, "Oh, I just wanna get a pet because I need a guard dog." Get an alarm system. Actually, an alarm system is going to be a lot cheaper than a pet because if you think about it, the food and the cost of veterinarian bills, wow, uh, it can really run high. Now think about it. How responsible is your child? Are they the type that is always on a electronic device? Because if they are not going to be able to put that addictive device down to take care of a pet. Yes, they're all sweet and loving, and I love dogs, as I've mentioned. I love dogs and I love puppies. I was getting Christmas stuff out and you get that sadness because we had Sadie who we had to sin to go over the rainbow bridge this past year, and there her stocking was, and you, there's it's just sad, but again, is your child responsible enough? Do they help keep their room clean? Can they pick up their socks? Are they doing laundry? Are they able to take care of themselves? If a child and you believe is responsible enough, and I don't mean a 3 or 4 year old, responsible enough to take care of themselves, then perhaps they might be responsible enough to take care of a pet. I mean, if they're busy, like in sports or all sorts of school activities, they're not going to be around. And it can be very frustrating, not just for the child, but for the parent, because guess who's going to do all the taking care of? You've got to train the pup or the cat or whatever animal. You've got to train them. You don't want them to have accidents throughout your house. And you can't be hitting a dog or a cat if they have accidents. They're like babies. You've just taken this puppy or this kitten from their mom at what I think 6 to 8 weeks. You're able to, or maybe longer. They're babies. And now they're crying all night because they have been with their mom, and now you're having sleepless nights. It's like having a baby all over again. And to actually have a child, expect a child to be able to take care of a pet like that, no, it's not possible. And then there's people who again just dump dogs. They don't want them. They don't want to take care of them anymore. Too much trouble, and it can be very costly, especially if you have a purebred dog that you really want to take care of. There's so many dogs in shelters and puppies and kittens that people forget about. So, it sounds better if you have a purebred. No, they're all puppies and kittens and they're babies. They're just like having a baby, like I said. And you don't want that anxiety in your house, especially right after the holidays, because guess what? Kids are going to go back to school. You're going to go back to work if you work. And if you don't work, you're not going to have time, or if you're working from home, to be taking care of that pet. So, we really need to think about getting a pet for a child. If it's a family thing where mom and dad says, "Yes, we're ready to have one," then you have to remember this is this is what has been hard for my husband and myself, going on vacations to find a someone reliable to take care of your pet. Cuz I had this guilt trip because when you start packing they just know, and then they give you the sad eyes and you feel bad. And so, anyway, you really need to rethink this because it can be, again, very costly adopting a dog or a cat. And don't forget, you're going to lose space. You got to make sure they have a little living space. And if you're going to crate the dog, make sure if you crate the dog, they have plenty of room in that crate. I hate that. I've never crated a dog. I just can't do that. I mean, they're not meant to be put in a cage, but that's my opinion. So a lot of people works great for them, but not for me. Um, and then I think back and when I was single and I did have a puppy named Mindy, and I could be gone anywhere from 8 to 10 hours at work, and she would hold it. I'm sorry, I'm a human being and I can't hold it. Why would I make this poor little dog hold it? And of course, that was a guilt thing. And now I just feel so bad for these dogs that are confined in crates. And sometimes, you can't get home on time. So, anyway, this is just something very important to me to pass on to you about getting a pet for your child at Christmas, or a birthday or whatever. You need to understand your child has to be a pretty responsible little human being to be able to do this. If they can take care of themselves and you really feel that they would be able to help you, because again, this is going to be a joint venture, both of you, the whole family taking care of a pet. And it is costly. And I know a lot of pets need to be adopted, but only adopt them for the right reasons. Adopt them because you will be there to love them and take care of them and to train them. And if you ever hear of a dog or cat or any type of animal being abused, be sure to report it. They don't deserve that. These are innocent animals of God, and they do not deserve to be mistreated, just like humans don't. So be sure to think about that. Again, it is a great idea if it's a family um, a decision. Again, just think before you just go buy the puppy, it's going to be costly with food, bedding, uh, crates, veterinary, because you got to make sure they're vaccinated because there's all sorts of stuff they can go through. Make sure you keep them groomed. Um, if you're responsible enough as an adult and you feel your children are, then go for it. Enjoy your puppy, enjoy your cat. Um, I don't know a bird. I've always wanted a parrot, but I don't have one. So anyway, this is just a reminder. Rethink getting a pet for your child. I know kids love these things, but you know what? Maybe they'll be happy with a gerbil or a hamster. My son had a little hamster, and it worked out for him. And we used to have fish, um, but I, you have to take care of them too. You have to make sure to feed them, keep the aquarium clean. And that was it. My son, that was the deal with the gerbil or the hamster. He had a hamster, excuse me. And it was Chester, and he took care of Chester. Every week I made him clean that cage. And he was probably in second or third grade. And uh, he did it because he didn't have a choice because I wasn't cleaning it. Uh, so, anyway, think about it before you start really investing the time and the effort and the thought of getting a pet for Christmas or a birthday or a surprise. Look, I got you a puppy. Just think about those things because it is very important and it is a lot of work, but yet they are full of love. They love you unconditionally. And if you have that time and the energy, then so you've got to get one, especially again, think of visiting those that need to be adopted. And I guess that's pretty much it about the pet thing. I just wanted to share this podcast with you to let you know that it is an important decision for the family to make. And I'm sure I will come up with some other great ideas and opinions to share regarding the holidays. And thanks for your family. This is Henry. Love the pets you have now. Love your family, find your blessings, and until next week, talk to you then.